We are back with the man, the myth, the legend, philosopher, comedian, George Carlin. Woo! It's actually been a long time since I did my last reaction video of him, and so many people were saying to do a part 2. In this one, I have selected 3 stories of his that were highly recommended and that I kind of found to be like, oh, interesting. Let me watch that. So, we are going to be looking at Save the Planet, The American Dream, and Religion is Bullshit. Those are the 3 stories we're going to be looking at today, highly requested, and I thought would be kind of interesting. So, if you're not here for the first time, or even if you are here for the first time and you enjoy this video, please go down and smash that subscribe button because we are trying to hit 20K before the end of the year, and I really think we can do it. So, if you could help me out, help me reach that goal, that would be absolutely fan-frickin-tastic. So go down, smash the subscribe button, it's free, and I know we all like free things. So, do it. Let's get into this video now. We're gonna start with Save the Planet.
I like a lot of chemical additives in the things I eat and drink. See, I'm not one of these people who's worried about everything. You got people like this around you. Country's full of them now. People walking around all day long, every minute of the day, worried about everything. Worried about the air, worried about the water, worried about the soil. Worried about insecticides, pesticides, food additives, carcinogens. Worried about radon gas, worried about asbestos. Worried about saving endangered species. Let me tell you about endangered species, all right? Saving endangered species is just one more arrogant attempt by humans to control nature. It's arrogant meddling. It's what got us in trouble in the first place. Doesn't anybody understand that? Interfering with nature. Over 90%, way over 90% of all the species that have ever lived on this planet, are gone.
His face.
We didn't kill them all.
Oh, yeah, sure.
They just disappeared. That's what nature does. They disappear these days at the rate of 25 a day. And I mean regardless of our behavior. Irrespective of how we act on this planet, 25 species that were here today will be gone tomorrow. Let them go gracefully. Leave nature alone. Haven't we done enough? We're so self-important. So self-important. Everybody's gonna save something now. Save the trees, save the bees, save the whales, save those snails. And the greatest arrogance of all, save the planet. What? Are these fucking people kidding me? Save the planet? We don't even know how to take care of ourselves yet. We haven't learned how to care for one another. We're gonna save the fucking planet? I'm getting tired of that shit.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
I'm tired of these self-righteous environmentalists, these white bourgeois liberals who think the only thing wrong with this country is there aren't enough bicycle paths. People trying to make the world safe for their Volvos. Besides, environmentalists don't give a shit about the planet. They don't care about the planet. Not in the abstract, they don't. Not in the abstract, they don't. You know what they're interested in? A clean place to live. Their own habitat. They're worried that someday in the future they might be personally inconvenienced. Narrow, unenlightened self-interest doesn't impress me. Besides, there is nothing wrong with the planet. Nothing wrong with the planet. The planet is fine. The people are fucked. Difference. The planet is fine.
He makes a good point.
Compared to the people,
an amazing
the planet
point.
is doing great. It's been here 4.5 billion years. Did you ever
That's
think about
true.
the planet has been here 4.5 billion years. We've been here, what, 100,000? Maybe 200,000.
That's
and
true.
we've only been engaged in heavy industry for a little over 200 years. 200 years versus 4.5 billion. And we have the conceit to think that somehow we're a threat, that somehow we're going to put in jeopardy this beautiful little blue-green ball that's just floating around the sun. The planet has been through a lot worse than us. Been through all kinds of things worse than us. Been through earthquakes, volcanoes, plate tectonics, continental drift, solar flares, sunspots, magnetic storms, the magnetic reversal of the poles, hundreds of thousands of years of bombardment by comets and asteroids and meteors, worldwide floods, tidal waves, worldwide fires, erosion, cosmic rays,
it's still going.
Ice ages, and we think some plastic bags and some aluminum cans are going to make a difference.
Oh, shit.
The planet.
Oh, it's so true. Okay, all right. Since he's stopping, I'm just gonna stop for a brief second. We're like halfway through. A very interesting take to see. I haven't even finished it yet, but wow, like, I mean, he makes a good point. Shit, the fucking Earth has been here for 4.5 billion years. I think it'll be fine. I do agree with the fact that I think we interrupt nature a lot, and that goes for a lot of different things. And imagine, this was like 10 plus years ago. So imagine now, it's just like even worse, I feel like, because now we have like other things that we believe is wrong with the planet and all of the stuff. Look, all I'm saying is I think he was onto something. That's all I'm saying.
The planet isn't going anywhere. We are. We're going away.
It's so
Pack your
true.
shit, folks. We're going away.
He's
And we don't
right.
have much of a trace either. Thank God for that. Maybe a little styrofoam. Maybe. Little styrofoam. Planet will be here and we'll be long gone. Just another failed mutation. Just another closed-end biological mistake. An evolutionary cul-de-sac. The planet will shake us off like a bad case of fleas. A surface nuisance. You want to know how the planet's doing? Ask those people at Pompeii who are frozen into position.
Oh, God.
How the planet's doing.
Oh, shit.
Want to know if the planet's all right? Ask those people in Mexico City or Armenia or 100 other places buried under thousands of tons of earthquake rubble if they feel like a threat to the planet this week. How about those people in Kilauea, Hawaii, who build their homes right next to an active volcano and then wonder why they have lava in the living room?
That is so true. That is so true. I totally 100% agree with that statement. Why? Same thing with putting houses and homes right alongside the beach. I get it. It's a luxury. But then don't be surprised if a hurricane comes by and blows it the fuck down. Nature's gonna do what nature wants to do.
The planet will be here for a long, long, long
I love the
time
way he
after we're
stands.
gone, and it will heal itself. It will cleanse itself, because that's what it does. It's a self-correcting system.
It's
The air
true.
and water will recover. The earth will be renewed. And if it's true that plastic is not degradable, well, the planet will simply incorporate plastic into a new paradigm, the earth plus plastic. The earth doesn't share our prejudice towards plastic. Plastic came out of the earth. The earth probably sees plastic as just another one of its children. Could be the only reason the earth allowed us to be spawned from it in the first place. It wanted plastic for itself. Didn't know how to make it. Needed us. Could be the answer to our age-old philosophical question, why are we here? Plastic. Assholes.
Look at how many people are there.
Plastic is here. Our job is done. We can be phased out now. And I think that's really started already, don't you? I mean, to be fair, the planet probably sees us as a mild threat, something to be dealt with. And I'm sure the planet will defend itself in the manner of a large organism, like a beehive or an ant colony can muster a defense. I'm sure the planet will think of something. What would you do if you were the planet trying to defend against this pesky, troublesome species? Let's see. What might... viruses. Viruses might be good. They seem vulnerable to viruses. And viruses are tricky, always mutating and forming new strains whenever a vaccine is developed. Perhaps this first virus could be one that compromises the immune system of these creatures. Perhaps a human immunodeficiency virus, making them vulnerable to all sorts of other diseases and infections that might come along. And maybe it could be spread sexually, making them a little reluctant to engage in the act of reproduction. Well, that's a poetic note. And it's a start. And I can dream, can't I? See, I don't worry about the little things. Bees, trees, whales, snails. I think we're part of a greater wisdom than we will ever understand. A higher order. Call it what you want. You know what I call it? The big electron. The big electron. Whoa. 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 It doesn't punish. It doesn't reward. It doesn't judge at all. It just is. And so are we. For a little while. Thanks for being here with me for a little while tonight.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you very much.
That was amazing. Look how many people are there. Oh my goodness. Look at how many freaking people are there. It was packed. Hold on, let me go back. Look at how many people are there, dude. It's crazy. Look, all I have to say is that he makes a fantastic, amazing point. And the fact that he mentions viruses and stuff like that when at this time COVID-19 haven't even happened and all that stuff is just crazy, because it just shows that, like, he's right. Like, the earth is going to be here whether we're here or not. So we're trying to save the planet, but really we should be trying to save ourselves. And it's a very controversial but philosophical or, you know, different way of looking at things. And it is kind of reality in a way. Like, before we were here, bitch, the planet was still fucking here. The planet didn't need us. We needed the planet, bitch. But anyways, I actually really enjoyed this. What makes it good too is the fact that, you know, he still kind of brings a little bit of comedy into it with, like, the sound effects or certain things that he says, or how he says things. So I really like that about him. And that's why he's still a comedian / like philosopher, or kind of different aspect of comedy, but very interesting to say the least. I really enjoyed this bit. So we have 2 more to watch. The next one is The American Dream. Ooh, I'm really interested to see this one.
The only true lasting American value that's left, buying things. Buying things. People spending money they don't have on things they don't need. Money they don't have on things they don't need. So they can max out their credit cards and spend the rest of their lives paying 18% interest on something that costs $12.50. And they didn't like it when they got it home anyway. Not too bright, folks. Not too fucking bright. But if you talk to one of them about this, if you isolate one of them, you sit them down rationally, and you talk to them about the low IQs and the dumb behavior and the bad decisions, right away they start talking about education. That's the big answer to everything. Education. They say we need more money for education. We need more books, more teachers, more classrooms, more schools. We need more testing for the kids. And you say to them, well, you know, we've tried all of that, and the kids still can't pass the test. So don't you worry about that. We're going to lower the passing grades. That's what they do in a lot of these schools now. They lower the passing grades so more kids can pass. More kids pass, the school looks good, everybody's happy, the IQ of the country slips another 2 or 3 points, and pretty soon all you'll need to get into college is a fucking pencil. Got a pencil?
I'm sorry. That was a little bit of me coughing because I'm getting over sickness, but me also laughing because of the fact that I am that child that you know, they had to maybe lower the passing grade a little bit.
Get the fuck in there, it's physics. Then everyone wonders why 17 other countries graduate more scientists than we do. Education. Politicians know that word. They use it on you. Politicians have traditionally hidden behind 3 things: the flag, the Bible, and children. No child left behind. No child left behind. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't long ago you were talking about giving kids a head start. Head start, left behind. Someone's losing fucking ground here. But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners.
The owners.
Now. The big, the wealthy, the real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. They're irrelevant. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media news, all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls.
Ah, so true.
They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well,
so
we know
true.
What they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them.
That's true.
Against their interest.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know something?
Yeah.
They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back, so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later, because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long, when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in the media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
Wow. Oh, was that it? It is such a, I mean, like, the whole time I was watching it, I was speechless, because I know that I am a younger being that may not entirely understand everything that he's talking about. So like all of the corporate world, pension, things like that. But what I can understand is the fact that a lot of what he's saying is so true. And it's, how do I say this to where I don't make myself look stupid? But I truly feel like I really understand what he's saying. Like, the whole thing about education is facts. I mean, our education compared to so many other countries in the world is like meteor dog shit. Like, it really is not that great. And he makes a great point of like leaving no kid behind, and that is coming from someone who very much could have been left behind. Like, I acknowledge that as a human being. I acknowledge that as someone who was probably meant to stay behind. And the fact that I am here, honestly, and the fact that I'm in college kind of fucking surprises me, to be honest with you. But I'm passing my classes, so don't say anything about that. But now, what he was saying about like corporations, corporate, bigger head people, rich people, all of that stuff is 1000% true. I mean, I think a lot of people can agree on that, and it is sad that a lot of people will stay ignorant to that their entire lives, and may actually believe that a lot of these higher ups give a shit about them, and they really fucking don't. It's hilarious to me. I mean, I work a part-time job besides this, and sometimes even for me it feels like that. And I'm not in the corporate world or trying to climb the corporate ladder or anything crazy like that. I do work for a big corporation, but it's you know, I'm not even there yet. And sometimes I'm just like, wow, like this is what people do in their lives every single day. And I mean, look, fair, you gotta work, you gotta live, right? But I'm not trying to get controversial here. I am just giving my opinion on what he's saying, and I just think that this is a very powerful speech, I guess, is what I can say. And coming from a guy, this was made like 16 years ago, by the way. So listening to this now is like, wow, this guy was on to something fucking half of my lifetime ago, more than half my lifetime ago. And yeah. Anyways, we have one more story to go, which is religion is bullshit. I don't want to get too caught up on this, but it was an amazing story. I love when he brings the little comedy into it, though. It just like makes everything amazing. It's like he's giving the reality of it, and then he just throws in a little bit of comedy in there, and it's like, wow, let me just like, I wish I could buy a ticket to go see this guy right now. Rest in peace, man. But yeah. All right, religion is bullshit. I apologize. This video is very choppy, but it's the longest one, so I want to make sure I get the whole story. I don't want to cut too much out of it, but just bear with me on this video.
Huh?
240p is the fucking highest it goes to.
Bullshit department, a businessman can't hold a candle to a clergyman. Because I got to tell you the truth, folks. I got to tell you the truth. When it comes to bullshit, big time, major league bullshit, you have to stand in awe of the all-time champion of false promises and exaggerated claims, religion. No contest. No contest.
Huge topic.
Religion easily has the greatest bullshit story ever told. Think about it. Religion has actually convinced people that there's an invisible man living in the sky who watches everything you do every minute of every day. And the invisible man has a special list of 10 things he does not want you to do. And if you do any of these 10 things, he has a special place full of fire and smoke and burning and torture and anguish where he will send you to live and suffer and burn and choke and scream and cry forever and ever till the end of time.
Jesus Christ.
But he loves you.
Oh, should I be laughing? I don't know.
He loves you.
Yeah, I can laugh.
He loves you and he needs money. He always needs money.
Oh,
He's all powerful, all perfect, all knowing, and all wise.
True.
Somehow, just can't handle money. Religion takes in billions of dollars. They pay no taxes, and they always need a little more. Now, you talk about a good bullshit story. Holy shit.
Wow. If he talks about the 10 Commandments, I already saw it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. But I want you to know something. This is sincere. I want you to know, when it comes to believing in God, I really tried. I really tried. I tried to believe that there is a God who created each of us in his own image and likeness, loves us very much, and keeps a close eye on things. I really tried to believe that, but I gotta tell you, the longer you live, the more you look around, the more you realize something is fucked up. Something is wrong here. War, disease, death, destruction, hunger, filth, poverty, torture, crime, corruption, and the ice capades. Something is definitely wrong. This is not good work. If this is the best God can do, I am not impressed. Results like these do not belong on the resume of a supreme being. This is the kind of shit you'd expect from an office temp with a bad attitude. And just between you and me, in any decently run universe, this guy would have been out on his all-powerful ass a long time ago. And by the way, I say this guy because I firmly believe, looking at these results, that if there is a God, it has to be a man. No woman could or would ever fuck things up like this. So.
He said it, I mean.
If there is a God, if there is, I think most reasonable people might agree that he's at least incompetent and maybe, just maybe, doesn't give a shit. Doesn't give a shit, which I admire in a person and which would explain a lot of these bad results. So rather than be just another mindless religious robot, mindlessly and aimlessly and blindly believing that all of this is in the hands of some spooky, incompetent father figure who doesn't give a shit, I decided to look around for something else to worship, something I could really count on. And immediately, I thought of the sun. Happened like that. Overnight, I became a sun worshiper. Well, not overnight. You can't see the sun at night. First thing the next morning.
Good one. Good one.
I became a sun worshiper. Several reasons. First of all, I can see the sun. Okay? Yeah. Unlike some other gods I could mention, I can actually see the sun. I'm big on that. If I can see something, I don't know, kind of helps the credibility along, you know? So every day
True.
I can see the sun as it gives me everything I need. Heat, light, food, flowers in the park, reflections on the lake, an occasional skin cancer, but hey, at least there are no crucifixions, and we're not setting people on fire simply because they don't agree with us. Sun worship is fairly simple. There's no mystery, no miracles, no pageantry, no one asks for money, there are no songs to learn, and we don't have a special building where we all gather once a week to compare clothing. And the best thing about the sun, it never tells me I'm unworthy. Doesn't tell me I'm a bad person who needs to be saved. Hadn't said an unkind word. Treats me fine. So I worship the sun. But I don't pray to the sun. Know why? I wouldn't presume on our friendship. It's not polite. I've often thought people treat God rather rudely, don't you? Asking trillions and trillions of prayers every day, asking and pleading and begging for favors. Do this, give me that, I need a new car, I want a better job. And most of this praying takes place on Sunday, his day off. It's not nice, and it's no way to treat a friend. But people do pray, and they pray for a lot of different things. You know, your sister needs an operation on her crotch. Your brother was arrested for defecating in a mall.
What?
But most of all, you'd really like to fuck that hot little redhead down at the convenience store. You know, the one with the eye patch and the club foot, huh? Can you pray for that? I think you'd have to. And I say, fine, pray for anything you want. Pray for anything. But what about the divine plan? Remember that? The divine plan. Long time ago, God made a divine plan. Gave it a lot of thought, decided it was a good plan, put it into practice. And for billions and billions of years, the divine plan has been doing just fine. Now you come along and pray for something. Well, suppose the thing you want isn't in God's divine plan. What do you want him to do? Change his plan? Just for you? Doesn't it seem a little arrogant? It's a divine plan. What's the use of being God if every rundown schmuck with a $2 prayer book can come along and fuck up your plan? And here's something else, another problem you might have. Suppose your prayers aren't answered. What do you say? Well, it's God's will. Thy will be done. Fine, but if it's God's will and he's going to do what he wants to anyway, why the fuck bother praying in the first place? Seems like a big waste of time to me. Couldn't you just skip the praying part and go right to his will? It's all very confusing. So to get around a lot of this, I decided to worship the sun. But, as I said, I don't pray to the sun. You know who I pray to? Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci.
Who's that?
Joe Pesci. Two reasons. First of all, I think he's a good actor, okay? To me, that counts.
Wait, I'm sorry. I must do this. Pesci? He was in Home Alone? Wait, who was he in Home Alone? Oh my God, he was in Home Alone. Wait. Oh, he was one of the robbers. He was one of the burglars. Sorry, it's been a very long time since I've been home alone. Since I've seen Home Alone. Been home alone? No. Since I've seen Home Alone. Okay, now I know who he is. Got it.
Second, he looks like a guy who can get things done. Joe Pesci doesn't fuck around. Doesn't fuck around. In fact, Joe Pesci came through on a couple of things that God was having trouble with. For years, I asked God to do something about my noisy neighbor with the barking dog. Joe Pesci straightened that cocksucker out with one visit. It's amazing what you can accomplish with a simple baseball bat. So I've been praying to Joe for about a year now. And I noticed
Fucking
something.
hell.
I noticed that all the prayers I used to offer to God and all the prayers I now offer to Joe Pesci are being answered at about the same 50% rate. Half the time I get what I want, half the time I don't. Same as God, 50-50. Same as the four-leaf clover and the horseshoe, the wishing well and the rabbit's foot. Same as the mojo man. Same as the voodoo lady who tells you your fortune by squeezing the goat's testicles. It's all the same, 50-50. So just pick your superstition, sit back,
It's
make a
true.
wish, and enjoy yourself. And for those of
Very
you who
true.
look to the Bible for moral lessons and literary qualities, I might suggest a couple of other stories for you. You might want to look at The Three Little Pigs. That's a good one. Has a nice, happy ending. I'm sure you'll like that. Then there's Little Red Riding Hood, although it does have that X-rated part where the big bad wolf actually eats the grandmother, which I didn't care for, by the way. And finally, I've often always drawn a great deal of moral comfort from Humpty Dumpty. The part I like the best, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. That's because there is no Humpty Dumpty and there is no God. None, not one, no God, never was. In fact, I'm gonna put it this way. If there is a God, may he strike this audience dead. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Everybody's okay. All right? Tell you what. I'll raise the stakes a little bit. If there is a God, may he strike me dead. See? Nothing happened. Oh, wait. Got a little cramp in my leg. And my balls hurt. Plus, I'm blind. Oh, now I'm okay again. Must have been Joe Pesci, huh? God bless Joe Pesci. Thank you all very much. Joe bless you. Thank you very much.
Wow. Oh, wow. That is it's a very controversial subject, but at the end of the day, there are a lot of people that don't believe in religion. There are a lot of people that do believe in religion. So I feel like it's kind of 50-50. I am not a very religious person, so I can't say that I am like 100% one way, 100% his way. I think that we are in control of our own lives at the end of the day. We can't leave it up to another being. And I do think we should take our own actions in our life as well, and we can't just leave it up to our own being. We are kind of like the forward runners in our life, you know? And in that sense, I do agree with him. And I mean, he's not entirely wrong, I guess. Look, it's kind of whatever you believe, really. That's my opinion. I do think that he makes a lot of great points, as well as the fact that, you know, all the things that are wrong with the world, if you want to say it's God or that he created the world, earth, and all that stuff. I like the part in the beginning, though, where he was talking about hell.
He loves you, and that there's an invisible man and anguish where he will send you to live and suffer and burn and choke and scream and cry forever and ever till the end of time. But he loves you.
That part was great. Like, he makes such a great point. It's like it's almost like, I mean, it is almost like a form of fear. It is a form of like, oh my God, if I don't follow these things, like I'm going to hell and I'm going to like be in, you know, and look, I don't want to get too into it because I don't want to arouse people or like make it seem controversial. I am just pointing out what I think can be truthful and my take on it. I'm not going to say I necessarily don't believe, you know, I was baptized when I was a baby and all that fun stuff. I'm not extraordinarily religious, so I feel like I have the ability to say these things. It's but yeah, so that's my take on it. I thought this was a great story. It honestly, all three of these were amazing. I feel like the American Dream one was I don't know. The American Dream one, Save the Planet, were really good. This one was really good too. They were all really good. Like, to be honest with you, it's kind of hard to rate them because they were all like really good in their own way. And I know this video was a little bit longer, but I hope you guys did enjoy this George Carlin. A little bit of a different approach. I didn't just see his stand-up, but I feel like I enjoyed this a lot more because I kind of got to see specific stories that he would talk about and kind of go in depth about them while also seeing a little bit of his comedy bits. So I really enjoyed this in particular, this way of doing it. So if you have any other stories you think I should react to from him, let me know down in the comments right now. If you did enjoy this video and you liked the longer episode as well, go down, like this video, and subscribe if you are not subscribed. It's free. All right, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye, peace.